Dereck en Beverly Joubert is bekroonde filmmakers wat in Botswana woonagtig is as residensiële verkenners vir meer as 4 jaar. Hulle sending is die bewaring en groter begrip van groot roofdiere en ander sleutelspesies wat die gang van alle bewaringspogings in Afrika bepaal.
Simon Ubualibona Studio.
Africa. Here, the ancient dramas of nature play themselves out. Maditao, the mighty lioness, has lost her mate. There are new rulers now, and she must flee. With her cubs, she'll embark on a remarkable journey to a dangerous and unknown land in a quest for survival. And against all odds, she will rise once more.
Even if you don't necessarily know their names, you will certainly have seen their work. Joining us here in the 50/50 studio, two people who probably have more footage of wild lions than anyone else on earth. Dereck and Beverly Joubert, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Simon.
We have you here because of this new project, The Last Lions, a movie with National Geographic, but also a book. Tell us a bit about it.
Well, Last Lions was our opportunity to do a film on lions on the big screen. So it's a theatrical release. We've done a lot of television before and probably have a lot of people that watch television and watch our work there. But we wanted to get to a whole new audience and to show this on a big canvas. And so this was our opportunity.
And at the core of everything that we do is conservation. And so our title, The Last Lions, is a suggestive title of really what's happening in Africa. All our cats are in drastic decline. But the film is a drama. It's a real lion drama. And many people actually relate it to their own lives.
Is that true of all African cats? Or down here in South Africa, you know, we have a very well fenced game reserve infrastructure. Surely those cats are well protected?
Listen, all of our big cats are endangered. When Beverly and I were born roughly 50-odd years ago, there were 450,000 lions, and today there are 20,000 lions. These are massive, massive declines. We've seen leopards and tigers and cheetah go through exactly the same curve. So, no, all of the big cats in Africa are in danger and in great threat of extinction. My personal date on that is between 10 and 15 years from now, we won't have a single big cat left in the wild.
And what we do know is that we as man are responsible. 7 billion people on this planet, and we know that we're increasing to 8 billion in, 5 or 10 years. So we are squeezing them out of land, but each area in Africa has a different reason. In some areas, it's conflict with cattle, and in other areas, it's poisoning. We could actually rattle on forever because medicinal purposes. In China, that is another reason why we're losing the cats.
Because, of course, up in the rest of Africa, the national parks aren't fenced, and so the local population are really having to live next to lions. It's a very, very difficult relationship to try and manage.
I'm not even sure that fences play a role, fenced or unfenced. 60% of lions, for instance, live outside of national parks, whether it's here or anywhere else in Africa. So all of those populations are vulnerable. We could lose 60% of these lions in a heartbeat. Hunting takes a huge number of lions out, and every time you shoot a male lion, another 30 lions die as a result of that because of the social structure within the lion pride. So we've got a range of problems, and we have to find a range of solutions that match.
Tell us briefly about the Big Cat Initiative, another program that you run.
It was interesting because we overlaid our life's work against the big cat numbers, because everybody was telling us how effective we've been in our work and our books and our films and talks. We realized we've been not effective at all. These numbers have declined during our lifetimes. So we started the Big Cats Initiative with National Geographic as an emergency effort. We want to find real solutions in the short term. You know, there are going to be long-term things that we can do as well, but our focus is on right now. If we don't turn this around in 5 years, we're going to lose these cats.
So our biggest goal really is to create awareness. I think that's imperative. It's very hard to judge a culture if they actually aren't aware of the problems and how, they shouldn't be using rhino horn or lion bone because it actually isn't doing anything anyway. In a selfish way, we could look at it as, we're trying to protect them because we're trying to protect vast tracts of wilderness. And if we don't have those vast tracts of wilderness, we will be the next species that will be extinct as well. So it's imperative that we start protecting the predators because the predators are that umbrella species that keeps everything else in the system alive.
We often asked if this is a lion initiative or a Maasai initiative or a Botswana initiative. And in fact, it's everything. So if we're not protecting lions, the communities that derive a big chunk of the $80 billion a year ecotourism money that comes in will be poorer. Most people wouldn't come to Africa if they knew that they could not see a lion or a leopard here.
Just from a personal point of view, some exciting moments while you were filming?
Well, one is we just drove through Randburg here. I mean, this is serious crime. No, we have dangerous moments every day, and it's quite hard to pick.
Most of the time, we were in unknown territory. We were really just following the lions, and they were following the buffalo. But one particular day, we crossed, and as we were crossing, I was standing on my seat, obviously surveying what was happening, and I just watched the water get higher and higher, and eventually it was at Derek's chest height. And at that moment, when I said to Derek, "Oh, isn't it a bit deep?" we then hit a deep depression and we drowned the vehicle. We drowned the vehicle with all our camera gear in, absolutely everything.
$2 million worth of camera gear. And right in the spot that we'd been filming the biggest crocodile I've ever seen in my life.
And we still had to get out of that situation. And often people say to us, when do you know that you've absolutely captured the film? Well, that moment was pretty much the moment we knew the camera gear was down, we needed to stop.
Last Lions, out to huge acclaim already in North America. When do we see it on our screens here?
January, February next year in South Africa.
Dereck, Beverly, I can see the obvious care and love that you have for these animals, and I really hope that this work, this film that you've made, goes a long way to helping their conservation. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Wat 'n fascinerende paartjie wat 'n lewens aan bewaring wy. Ons wens hulle alle sterkte toe met hulle groot kat inisiatief.